Universal Epic Universe is an all-new theme park that is set to open in 2025 at the Universal Orlando Resort. The park will be comprised of 5 amazing and immersive worlds: Celestial Park, How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, Dark Universe, and the topic for today's video, Super Nintendo World. Super Nintendo World will be a fantastic addition to the Universal Orlando Resort. The world will be comprised of shopping and dining opportunities, interactive games, and 3 ride-through attractions. Yoshi's Adventure will be an Omnimover family attraction that takes you on a mini tour of the world. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge will allow guests to play Mario Kart in real life while being family friendly. And the topic for today's video is Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. Minecart Madness will be located in the Donkey Kong Country section of Super Nintendo World. The attraction will be a family-friendly roller coaster that will weave guests indoors and outdoors around Donkey Kong Country. Now, let's take a look at just how intense Minecart Madness will be in Universal Epic Universe when it opens in 2025. Donkey Kong Country is currently being built in Super Nintendo World in both Universal Studios Japan and in Universal Epic Universe. The Japan version is being built as an expansion to their already existing Super Nintendo World, with it set to open by the end of 2024. The Orlando version, however, will be opening with the rest of Super Nintendo World in 2025. Now that we have basic logistics out of the way, let's talk about the main ride experience. So, the Universal Epic Universe model in the preview center gives us a really nice idea as to what the track layout for this coaster will be, and shows us that this ride doesn't look to be that intense. I think that Universal and Nintendo are really trying to make a family coaster here, something that appeals to everybody in the family from the youngest to the oldest. We can also see here that the track layout is sort of in this U shape where it circles on one side of the mini-land and then going back around to the other side of the mini-land, creating this U shape. So the model also gives us a really good look into the main gimmick of this coaster, which is the track jumping idea that Universal came up with. So by utilizing some really cool tech, Universal's going to create the illusion of jumping over gaps in the track just like in those Donkey Kong video games. We can get a good look here of what appears to be a train jumping over a rock that has a bunch of spikes on it. So a close-up here of one of the minecarts gives us a good idea as to what the restraints are going to be for this attraction and helps us figure out just how intense it's going to be. So if you look closely, you can see that it appears to be a lap bar restraint system, which is similar to attractions like Slinky Dog Dash over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which helps to prove the idea that this will be a family coaster and won't be too terribly intense. I think that we can all agree that this ride will not be as intense as Stardust Racers. So this piece of concept art here shows what I think is going to be the best track jump of the attraction, which is after we get blasted through a barrel and jump over a waterfall. I think that this scene here is going to have fantastic views of the area and is really going to be a highlight of the ride for many people. We can get a really nice look at that particular track jump in the model where we get blasted through the barrel and jump over the waterfall. And I think that, again, this model really proves the fact that this track jump is going to have fantastic views of the area. So another aspect that gives us a really good idea as to how intense this coaster will be is the official height requirement that Universal has given for this attraction. Universal has officially stated that the minimum height requirement for Minecart Madness will only be 36 inches. So that means that Minecart Madness has the exact same height requirement as the Trolls Troller Coaster in Universal Studios Florida, which is a coaster that's geared more towards younger kids. It's also 2 inches shorter than Slinky Dog Dash's 38-inch height requirement over in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, just because the height requirement for this coaster is pretty short, that doesn't mean that this attraction won't be exciting, as I feel like that this attraction's marketing has really been emphasizing the exciting elements of it, specifically the commercials that we've gotten for it in Japan. It really shows people enjoying a really exciting and thrilling attraction. We can see that on Universal Orlando's official website, they are categorizing this attraction as a thrill ride and not a kids ride. So that definitely shows that this ride will not be a boring coaster. Another thing that I did want to point out is that in the Super Nintendo World fly-through that Universal released, you can see 3 entrances to the attraction when they cover Minecart Madness. This could mean that we could have a standby entrance, an express entrance, and a single rider entrance. I'm not 100% sure if that's actually going to happen, but I feel like that if there's 3 entrances, that does tease that we may be getting single riders to this attraction. Universal offers single riders at some of their most popular attractions, so Donkey Kong having single riders could mean that Universal is anticipating this attraction to be very popular. This may not be the final route that Universal went with, but if in the official fly-through of the land, you can see 3 lanes for the entrance, that does show that Universal may be doing single riders here. Everything shown in the model of this attraction is just really pointing to it being a really fun experience. The attraction looks like it has the perfect amount of thrill for a Nintendo attraction. And as I stated in my Mario Kart video, Nintendo is a family game company, so it is very important that Nintendo theme park attractions are accessible to almost everybody in the family, even if they're a roller coaster. I think that Super Nintendo World's Donkey Kong Country is a perfect recreation of the video games in this medium. Minecart Madness is going to be a thrilling attraction, but it won't be too thrilling that it won't deter too many people away from it. The thrill levels of this coaster will be appealing to almost everybody in the family, unlike something like Stardust Racers, which is really appealing to those thrill seekers. I really think that Minecart Madness is going to be a huge hit with guests visiting both Universal Studios Japan and Universal Epic Universe. I would love to know how excited you are for Minecart Madness. I'm personally super excited for this attraction. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you left a like on this video and if you subscribed to the channel. I would like to thank everybody who worked on this attraction and the rest of Universal Epic Universe, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I'll see you all next time.